Well, I think I'm pretty close. It better be because that's the last two cartridges I have left. Now, this is my Winchester 94 32 Special. And what I'm doing is working to justify, as I call it, the peep sight. Now, this had come loose and I Loctited it, but then to get it set up again, I actually took, because you're dealing with three sights now that actually have to all be in alignment. So I took the regular sight out completely, and then I sighted it in with the peep sight, which involves adjusting the windage with the front because there's no windage adjustment on these. So I played around and got that shooting at 0, then folded it down, though it helps because once you get this adjusted, you've got a good idea of where this has got to be. So I put this sight back in, and I was fairly close. I wish I was on paper at 100 yards, but I was about 4 inches off to the side and just a touch high. So I dropped this down 1 notch and moved it over just a little bit. A little back that way, trying to pull her. And hopefully I moved it. But it's a, tap, tap, tap. Is that enough? You don't know. Too much. It's a lot of playing around. But I ended up with both of the sights. This thing, this Lyman sight, when it sits on there, it's actually canted a little off to the left. Now, in order to line up, these other sights have got to be a little off to the left, because they both are now. But the last, I don't know what these shots, I have to check these, but the last two shots, they were, like I say, a little high, a little off to the side, but they were within an inch of each other. So I know I'm really close. So hopefully my little tap, tap, tap did it. But it'll take more ammunition. And then, once I get where I'm sure I've got everything in alignment, then I have to take it out in the big pasture and try it at, I want to adjust this one for like 300, 350. I mean, that's a stretch for a 32 Special, but that's really a playing around deal. I don't hunt with this sight, I hunt with this sight. So if I get this zeroed at 100, 150, then I'm fine. I don't. But it's fun to once in a while take them out and stretch them a little. So that's what I'm doing with that. But I like this gun, and I like, that it shoots cast bullets. And I found a couple of cast bullets I hit in a sandbank over there. And I like the way they mushroom out. They really, it's a nice cartridge. And a nice gun. But, the peep sights, I've never been sold on them. The one thing that throws me off a little, when I got this gun, it didn't have a sight here. It had the Williams peep sight on the back, and it had the fire sight on the front. And I left the fire sight on there because it's a very small, it's not bad. But I'm used to using marble sights, so you don't get that brass, but you got a little red bead there, so that helps. And it's small enough that it fits nicely in the notch back here. So it's workable. But you never know, I might someday just get tired of that and swap it out to a marble so I can measure it and I can figure out what marble sight I need. Because that's what I'm used to, and I try to keep a consistency between all my guns, so the sight picture, you pull them up, it's always the same. you know, on no matter what I'm shooting on the lever guns. This is a little awkward because I'm shooting you know, these sights come in different lengths, and this is the carbine length. Now I'm used to using the Marbles full length rifle sight. You have a little more adjustment to it. But this one I'm just up the first click up, so that's not bad. You know, a lot of these Winchester 94s straight from the factory with the elevator they used on their sights, you actually, a lot of them wouldn't shoot unless you took the elevator out altogether. That was the only way to hit anything. So one clip, I can live with that, or I can adjust that in, you know, these Marvels have got the insert. I can adjust the insert up slightly so that I can drop it back one click. But these short ones are so stiff. You know, long ones, you got better leverage to adjust them on the go. You know, I mean, you can easily lift the sight up and slide it to a different position. This one, I pretty much got a prior to get her up the slider because of that short arm in there. But there again, this one I'm not usually reaching out that far, and that's why I put this sight. If I'm going for a long reach, that's the sight I use. But I'll have to load up a bunch of them again. But I'm pretty sure I got a bunch of brass and a bunch of bullets. But it was a nice day down here today. That's why I want to do it. Not a bit of wind. The target is out in the sun, but I'm in the shade, so it's nice and cool. Even the mosquitoes aren't horrible, you know, so it was a good day to do this. But you know, when you're doing this, take a couple shots, walk over there. Come back, tap, tap, tap. Couple shots, walk over there. I put on a lot of miles walking back and forth. But I'm kind of in the area where I want to be now, or at least I will find out when I go and check these last two. But it's nice once you get it settled in where you want it to be. And then, like I say, I got to go out and adjust it for the longer range, but that's an easy thing to do. Once you have the alignment right, it doesn't matter. I can just crank her up until I'm hitting. I was going to say, I noticed a funny thing the other day. You know, normally I don't get notifications when somebody subscribed to me. It's very rare. Used to, I don't know what changed, but for years now, you know, I can see the channel grow all the time on either one of them, but rarely would get a notification that somebody subscribed. But once in a while I do. But it's like 1 out of 100 comes through. But the other day I noticed I did get a notification, and it happened to be from that May who does the shooting on the Sea and Arsenal channel. And I thought that was cool. It's like a celebrity thing. So, you know, cool. But it made me think that, you know, because I remember a time on their channel when they were playing with 351 Winchester, trying to reinstall the recoil spring. Now, they should have. I did a video on an easy way to do it. It would have done them a lot of good to watch that because I think they fought with it for a couple of days. It's not that difficult if you figure out how to do it. You can't force it in. It has to be kind of finessed in, but they go in. But I know when they did their video on that gun, complained. His idea was to never take it apart. I think they had to modify something in order to actually get it back together, put some kind of a pin in or something so they could screw it in. But you can do it. You can get it in. It's just a little tricky. But like I said, I do it in like 15 minutes. I've had it apart a few times. It's not a big deal. But it was good to see that she is a subscriber. It's too bad that they don't that I don't get them because it used to be that's how I found a lot of channels that I watch now. You know, if you like, if somebody subscribes, or even a lot of times in the comments, if somebody makes a comment, I'll go and look at their channel to see what they're doing. You know, she really, her channel is more for commenting on their videos. But I just, like I say, I found a lot of good channels that way. You know, if somebody subscribed to me, then I thought, okay, if they got an interest in what I'm doing, let's see what they're doing. Or let's see who they're subscribed to, because that'll tell me a lot, you know. And I found a lot of people that way. But, like I say, I don't get those notifications anymore, and I don't know what it is up with that, but I think it was back when Google Plus was going crazy somehow or another, I lost that. Whoop, I better quit this, or I got to remember, on this channel I'm on a 15-minute limit. If I run over, then I'm going to scrap the video. Well, maybe I have to change that sometime. Can't be that hard, but I'm kind of lazy.